You've probably seen this happen, or maybe it's happened to you. A learner feels ready. The lesson before the test went well. They know the route signs, they've practiced parking, and then the test begins. Suddenly, their hands feel tight on the wheel, their mind starts racing, and little mistakes begin to appear. Here's the thing, a lot of people don't fail because they can't drive. They struggle because pressure makes simple habits fall apart. That's why this matters. These are some of the most common driving test mistakes examiners see, and the good news is, most of them are completely avoidable. If you're preparing for your driving test, subscribe for more practical driving tips that help you pass and drive safely long after test day. One of the easiest mistakes to make is forgetting the seat belt before moving off. It sounds obvious, but nerves make people focus on the mirrors, the gear, the signal, and they rush the setup. That might seem small, but examiners notice it immediately because safe driving starts before the car even moves. Good drivers build a routine. Seat belt, seating position, mirrors, then start. Make it the same every time you get in the car, so on test day you don't have to remember it under pressure. Another one that catches learners out is the stop sign. Most people know the rule but forget it under pressure. They slow down, they look, and they roll. The problem is a stop sign means a full stop, not an almost stop. Examiners are watching for control and observation. If the wheels are still moving, it's incomplete. The fix is simple. Feel the car settle. Count a brief pause, check properly, then move only when it's safe. Now this next mistake catches a lot of learners by surprise. Driving too fast for the conditions. Not necessarily speeding, just going faster than the road, traffic, rain, or visibility allows. A wet road, a tight residential street, or parked cars on both sides all call for better judgment. What examiners really want to see is safe decision-making. Safe drivers adjust early. They read the road ahead and ease off before a problem develops. On the other side of that, some learners drive too slowly when there's no reason to. And this is where nerves start taking over. They think slower must be safer, but driving far below the normal flow can confuse other drivers and hold up traffic. A lot of learners lose points for this. The answer isn't to rush. It's to match the situation. If the road is clear and conditions are good, drive at a confident, appropriate speed. Braking is another big one. Some people brake late and hard because they notice hazards too late. Others brake too often because they're uncertain. Either way, the ride becomes jerky, and that tells the examiner the driver isn't planning well. Good braking starts with looking ahead. The earlier you spot a red light, a bend, or slowing traffic, the smoother you can respond. Most people don't even realize they're doing this until someone points it out. Parallel parking also causes a lot of anxiety. Now, to be fair, nobody drives perfectly during a test, and examiners know that. What matters is control, observation, and safety. Learners often panic halfway through the maneuver and start guessing. That's when the position goes wrong. The good habit is to go slowly, use your reference points, and keep checking around the car. If the parking isn't perfect, but it's safe, controlled, and you correct it calmly, that's far better than rushing. Lane changes are another place where small mistakes become big problems when panic takes over. Some learners signal but don't check the blind spot. Others check but drift while checking. Examiners notice because lane changes affect everyone around you. Safe drivers use a clear routine, mirror, signal, blind spot, then move only if the space is actually clear. And if it's not clear, wait. There's no prize for forcing it. Following too closely is a very common test mistake because people copy the car ahead without thinking about stopping distance. If the driver in front brakes suddenly, you need space to react smoothly. This sounds simple, but it costs a lot of test points. Keep a proper gap and make it bigger in rain, low light, or heavy traffic. Space gives you time, and time keeps you calm. Then there's mirror use. A lot of learners check mirrors at the right moments in practice, but during the test, they get so focused ahead that they stop scanning regularly. Examiners are paying attention to that because mirror checks show awareness. Safe drivers don't stare at the mirrors, but they use them often and naturally, especially before slowing, turning, changing speed, or changing direction. And this next one makes many learners hesitate. Four-way stops and right-of-way situations. The confusion usually comes from trying to be polite instead of being predictable. If you arrive first, go first when it's safe. If someone else arrived first, let them go. If two vehicles arrive together, use the standard right-of-way rule for your area and commit calmly. Most people know the rule but freeze when several cars are involved. Let me know which part of the driving test makes you the most nervous, because for a lot of learners, it's these decision-making moments. The main thing to remember is this: these mistakes are common, but they are not random. They usually happen when routines aren't solid yet or when nerves interrupt good habits. The good news is that can be fixed. Practice the basics until they feel automatic. Keep your observations active. Give yourself time and space. Stay calm enough to make safe choices. Nobody is expecting perfection. Examiners are looking for a driver who is careful, aware, and responsible. If you can show that, your chances improve a lot. Most driving test mistakes are preventable, and confidence grows when your habits are consistent. Stay calm, stay observant, and keep safety first. Subscribe if you want more simple driving advice that helps you become a safer and more confident driver.